Hello there, welcome to sunny Key West in Florida. This is a Filbert Flies review of the new FSDreamTeam scenery for Key West, and you join me on short final to runway 27 following a very pleasant early morning flight around the local area. It's 27 degrees here already and it's only going to get hotter. We will finish the landing and I will give you a look around this spectacular new add-on airport. So here we are, parked up on the general aviation ramp at Key West. We are in by far the cheapest plane to be seen, but I'm okay with that. I like to keep things real. And we will take a look around. And this hangar over here seems as good a place as any to start. It is beautifully textured, beautifully modelled, and the interior, the trouble they've gone to with the interior is very impressive. From the clutter to the little dinks in the corrugated iron frame, it's nicely done. And next door we have the FBO building with a chap outside with a pair of binoculars. Now the animated people in this scenery really do bring a lot of life into it, and that is appreciated, that little bit of extra effort. The building itself here uses parallax techniques to create the illusion of an interior, and it looks rather nice when you're pulling up in a plane, but as you will see, if you pan around it, the interior is the same through every window, and it moves with the camera, which is odd, but it's a new technique and I'm sure FSDreamTeam will get better at it as time goes on. It certainly has no impact on my enjoyment of the scenery. If we continue over in this direction, we'll have a look at the main passenger areas of the airport. So we have a fire station here. Welcome to the Conch Republic. This is the arrivals door, and you've got these little figurines nicely done up here. You've even got animated baggage going around on the carousel, and that's the first time I've noticed that. This is an airport that does have lots of nice little treats, and the more you use it, the more you'll spot them and appreciate them. And again, you've got this parallax effect on the windows, which works better in some places than others. If you get too close, it looks like you're looking in a mirror, but for normal operations in an aircraft arriving at the airport, it looks really rather good. Vehicle storage place over here, and customs and border protection over here. If we move over to the landside area, again the modelling is done very nicely, from the car parks to the vegetation through to the exterior of the passenger terminal. And you've got a number of animated people out here again, presumably waiting for lifts, or just dissatisfied with the 4 taxis that are there and waiting for a better one to turn up. It's nice though. More car parking, and over here you will see some true transparent walkways between the two buildings, and you will, he says, see animated people walking across them. I certainly did yesterday. Ah, there they are, there they are. So again, a nice little touch. Let's move on to having a look at some of the texturing on the ground surfaces of the airport. By and large, the textures in this scenery are pretty good. You'll notice the different colours to be seen on the concrete of the apron. The taxiway lines again are textured and nicely done. And you've got what I presume is an asphalt texture over here, which also looks very nice. Moving over to the taxiways, you will notice that where the materials change, there are a few little anomalies. So although on the ground you can still see every little stone, and it looks perfect from this angle, if you come up a little bit higher, you will notice these apparent artifacts from low-resolution imagery, both on the tarmac, the concrete, and the grass. Just a small point, and not one that I think will in any way spoil your enjoyment of the scenery. Taxiways themselves are very nicely done. Although the edges could be a little sharper, and the grass could perhaps be slightly higher resolution as well. And again, you notice the low resolution imagery that's used here doesn't quite live up to the standard of the apron and the rest of the taxiways. The runway looks very nice indeed. Some tyre marks on the touchdown zone, and again little imperfections which make it a very believable runway surface. If anything, the scenery looks even better at night. The quality of the night lighting is superb, both inside and out. And again, the parallax effect on these windows looks really good from afar. So the walkways are illuminated, the roads are illuminated, and even the terminal building, which doesn't have an interior or parallax modelling, has some nice nighttime textures on the windows which look pretty convincing. Floodlit car parks, and a well-lit walkway along here. So I can confidently say this is going to look really good whatever time of day you fly in or out of it. And here's what Key West looks like in heavy rain. Very nice, as do all Microsoft Flight Simulator airports, to be fair. You've got the default rain pattern on the ground with the reflections, which really sets this simulator apart from any others. One thing that is worth noting, and it's a very, 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 very minor niggle, some of the surfaces out the front of the airport in the landside area do not get wet. For example, this car park seems to be only the elevated areas, and worth pointing out, but only just. I don't think it's going to affect anyone's enjoyment of the scenery at all. Now, before you start, I know it doesn't snow in Key West, or hardly ever. I was roundly chastised for showing the snow effects in Miami. But this is a simulator, and some people, some heathens, will decide to make it snow in Key West. So I thought I'd give you at least a cursory glance of what that looks like. The snow is modelled very nicely in most of the airport. It's slightly odd that there's no snow on this apron, and yet there's quite a lot here. And again, there's no snow that has settled over here. Don't know why that is. I'm not interested. I'm not one of these heathens who will be flying here in snow. But on the majority of the airport, it looks very nice indeed. The only thing I haven't touched on is performance, and I have to say I've noticed no performance impact with this scenery whatsoever. You saw me making an approach in the Cessna 152, frame rates were good, there were no stutters, and I've also done some flying around here in the A320, and I experienced exactly the same level of smoothness. So what do I think of this airport? Well, I've only managed to find 3 very minor things to nitpick. They are, some of the ground texturing's a little bit low resolution, The raised car park surfaces out the front of the airport don't get wet in the rain. And the parallax effect on some of the windows is a little bit unconvincing if you get too close with the drone and start going left and right and around corners. Really nothing that would put me off recommending you purchase this airport. It's about $10, very reasonable. It's in a lovely part of the world. It's well modelled. The night lighting's great. The texturing's really good overall. So I hope you found this review useful. If you have, do let me know in the comments, and don't forget to click on that subscribe button if you'd like to see more of this sort of thing. Thanks ever so much for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon on Filbert Flies. Take care. Bye bye.